Throughout the entire history of my channel, I've talked a lot about SJWs. I talk about the antics that they get into, all the bullshit they talk about, I poke fun, I talk shit, and I debunk. But there is one thing that I have not talked about, which is their obsession with gender identity. For SJWs, gender is not a matter of what's born between your legs, but instead, to them, gender is on a spectrum, like autism, and that there's 151 genders, gotta catch 'em all. And for each of these genders, there's a special pronoun like Z, or Zir, or Zim. Calling them him or her is not enough. You have to use these special pronouns, otherwise you're committing a hate crime. There is a reason why I have not really talked about this gender identity obsession on this channel at all. And it's simply because I just don't really give a fuck. I'm not even kidding. It's not that high on the totem pole of priorities for me when it comes to SJWs. It's small potatoes compared to all the other bullshit that they get themselves into. It does not mean that there isn't any problems, because there is, and I'm going to talk about those. In fact, that's what this video is mainly about. But ultimately, if you were born male and you identify as female, I don't really care. Live your life. It's your life. I'm an individualist. If you are born female and you want to identify as a male, same thing. Go live your life. Be whoever you want to be. If you are born a human and you identify as an attack helicopter, well, once again, I don't give a shit. That's not really my issue to police your individuality, right? But, however, I have my reservations. First off, there are more genders being invented on Tumblr than there is species of crustaceans being discovered on the ocean floor. That is an issue because people can't keep up with it, right? It's too many fucking made-up genders. Look, I understand you want to play pretend, and you have not grown up yet, and you're 21 years old, and you identify as a demi-fox orca-kin or something, right? I don't care. But if you expect people to refer to you as your special made-up pronoun all the fucking time when they have to worry about 2,000 other special pronouns, don't be surprised if they just refer to you as a him or a her or even a they or a them. There is an actual existing world outside of Tumblr, and the world does not revolve around you, you little special snowflake. Another issue that I have is, to be honest, is more of a matter of sexual orientation rather than gender identity, but to these people that I'm talking about, gender identity and sexual orientation goes hand in hand here, so people acting like there's a difference between pansexuality and bisexuality. I still don't understand what is the difference between the two. I've had my girlfriend explain this to me, and she claims that she's pansexual and gender fluid. Whenever I hear pansexuality, I still think bisexuality. I have not really detected a difference between the two, and I think it's time for people to stop acting like there's a difference between the two. Not that I have an issue with people who identify as pansexual or bisexual. This is not an instance of bigotry on my part. This is just, like, can you please explain the differences a little bit better here? I'm trying to understand here. Which leads me to my next issue, which is, it seems that these people, whenever you start asking questions or getting curious regarding their gender identity, they get offended as if they expect you to know every single little fucking gender that's been discovered on Tumblr. They get all pissy and they tell you to educate yourself, shitlord. In other words, you have to consult Google to find answers to your questions. And to be fair, not every single special snowflake with a special little gender is like this. Some are more than happy to give you answers to your questions. And the final issue that I have, I guess, is the fact that there are people who are taking this seriously. Not just regular people, by the way, but institutions and lawmakers. You see, whenever you go to a college campus, not all of them, but some of them most definitely, you're required to respect people's gender identity, even though these are relatively new things and there's no real science backing up whether or not these gender identities actually exist. And if you fail to refer to these people as their special snowflake pronoun, you can expect to have a Title IX be filed against you or whatever the fuck, and possibly face some sort of repercussions. But most positively, you will get ostracized by the local SJWs at your college campus if you fail to do so. Another thing is, in New York City, there is an actual law that if you are a landlord or some other business owner and you fail to refer to your clients as their special snowflake pronoun, you can face a fine up to $250,000. And that's bullshit. That's bullshit. And this is probably one of the reasons why I do think that SJWs are so fucking dangerous, is because sometimes their ideas get made into law. But thankfully, we have the First Amendment here in the United States. We don't even have hate speech laws because hate speech is not legally recognized, nor should it be. Hate speech, there's no such thing in my mind or even the mind of the U.S. court systems. And I'm glad for that because people should not be arrested for the words that come out of their mouth. But here in this instance, how in the fuck do made-up genders on Tumblr get priority over actual racial slurs, homophobic slurs, or even transphobic slurs? Stuff like that. How in the fuck does that happen? Get your priorities straight, people. There's no actual evidence that Zerfurkin actually exists as a gender identity. But anyway, that's pretty much all my issues that I can think of at the moment. There's not many. It's like 4 issues. Other than that, I don't really give a fuck about the whole gender identity obsession. These people can obsess over their made-up genders that's in their mind all they fucking want. I don't give a shit, as long as it does not affect me and my daily life. I have no issue. That'll be it. Bye.